So going a little bit more details on some of those steps, I kind of talked to you guys in one example, and each step has specific tools. And actually, that process improvement, uh, all the tools and the thinking and the methods, all that is one big course that we have in our operations supply chain major. Okay, it's called business process management, and there's tons and tons of different methods and tools that will help you go into each one of those steps. And that's the body of knowledge that we teach our students. That's the one that they do that certification that I talked to you guys about, and that's the methodology that we use in our capstone consultant projects, because that's the one that most of the companies use to improve their own processes. Okay, but now we're going to go in depth in some of those tools that are important, that are relevant, and they're mostly widely used. Okay. So one aspect is documenting the processes was one of those steps, and here we use a tool called a flow chart or a process map, right? So you guys might remember when we did that Noodles and Company video in class. I show you guys what are the process steps, and those process steps I draw kind of a map like this one that's called a flow chart, where you specify the steps that needs to be done to complete a certain task, right? So imagine that you can do a flowchart of what you do when you wake up in the morning, right? Wake up, hit snooze, go back to sleep, wake up again, hit snooze, go back to sleep, do that 3 times. Finally get up, look at my cell phone, check if I have emails, no emails, check whatever you guys use today, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, blah, 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 Tinder, whatever you guys use. And then after that, we know what they talked about to you in the last night. You go and brush your teeth and, change your clothes and eat breakfast, blah, blah. So you can do a process chart, right? You can do step by step of that activity, and then anyone can look and understand, oh, that's your morning routine, those are the steps that you're doing. And we do that to understand what are the steps that people are doing in a company to create the value or to go through the process steps, right? So and one tool that we use very often, and I would say 100% of our capstone consultant projects, is the Swimlane flowchart. Okay, so it's called a swim lane, right? So why do you think it is a swim lane? Well, if you look at the pool where people swim, you have the lanes here, right? One lane in this case represent one department, or it could be one person or one area of the business. And here we're looking at a manufacturing process, right? So starts with the customer, that's the first step. Then the customer submit an order, go to sales. Sales have to prepare quotes, send quote. Customer have to respond, accept it, yes or no. If accepted, request approval. If then from sales, it have to go to finance. Finance approve or not, blah blah blah. If everything is okay, you go to manager review, check availability, and can only ship if everything is right, and then you send to the customer, right? So this is kind of explain the manufacturing process, the overall step by step, and you can see these different areas here, how they interact and who does what, and when is one responsibility ends and the other one starts, right? So flowcharts give you, if well done, give you a good understanding of the process, shows that you have a good understanding of the process, right? So we do that in consulting projects, and we show them back to our customer, our clients, right? The companies that hired us, and say, okay, is this your process? What else is missing? And we do that. We create this process flowchart by interviewing, right, the people that are involved in the process, right? So interview someone from sales, from operations, from finance, or maybe more than one in each one of those areas to understand what are the steps that they do, how do they do their job, right? So two key things here and again, it could be in a homework assignment or it could be in the exam, is these boxes here, right? So you have a rectangle, which is a process step, and you have this diamond here, which is a question. Okay, so pretty important to understand the difference here. And of course, you have a start and end point, which is, I cannot explain this image. I don't know what it is. This is a hot dog or sausage or something like that. Anyway, or a pill maybe. And then they give you the start and the finish. So that's one thing. The second thing is the colors, right? So you can see that have a dark yellow or light green, whatever color that is. And here you have a blue, here you have an orange, here you have a green, right? And whatever box or diamond that is on that lane will take that color, okay? So remember, I talked about homework assignments. For example, we have a homework assignment that is about chapter 2 that you have to understand the differences between those links, okay? Here are some examples. 3 different projects. I could have 32 different project. We did that again. Here, I was involved in that actually. Here we have a company that repair phones, buy materials, and source suppliers. So our project was within the sourcing area. And it's repair phones. So you have these different processes that are done here. Here was in the project launch for new model cars. So I worked many years with BMW. They have a plant in Greer, South Carolina, where they build about 1,400 cars a day, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7 models. And we worked a lot with the product launch in kind of different areas, materials planning, in different areas of that. And they launch a lot of models every 2 years, every year and a half. They're launching new models. So we looked at that process. This is another example of golf cart, how they plan production of golf carts. We had a partnership with Textron Easy Go golf carts, for example, and when we were looking at imbalance shipment, that was the goal of the project, reduce imbalance shipments. We look at how they plan their process, right, to build those golf carts. Okay, so here are some examples of when to use it and how we use it. Okay.